I just had one question. It's in the very first paragraph, Mike, where you talked about a new boiler being installed at Burr for 62,000, and I wasn't sure, I kept reading it and thinking, what am I not understanding here? Somehow, it just seemed like there was some special program to get this done this way, and it saved us, $150,000 off of the price had we gone to bid. And I just tried to figure out, how did that happen, and why can't we do more things like that?
We've been working with Josh and Fraser Engineering around some of the troubled boilers that are out there. And we've had a couple of occasions where we've used that partnership, that relationship, to understand some abilities for us to fix units. In the case of Burr, Josh was able to negotiate with Fraser under our current maintenance contract that we were able to replace the sections and replace the burner system. We got a new boiler for about $62,000, which actually included the asbestos removal of the old unit. It's a terrific price. Fraser really did a fantastic job with the engineering, the in-house components, and we actually did it as a repair as opposed to a capital project. I don't expect that to be very regular. It was a very unusual project. I think we reported on it back in the fall, but it was really a conversation between us, Josh, and Fraser, and it was a great solution.
Well, I don't know if it's possible to, look further into that. It's frustrating to know that, we're hampered by laws that dictate we have to do something one way and spend $200,000, and yet here's a perfect example of how it can be done for $50,000. And we have a huge list of boilers that still need to be replaced at what we're budgeting for $200,000.
I think there might be, correct me if I'm wrong, a little bit of apples to oranges here. I think what Mike is saying is they were able to refurbish the boiler for 62 instead of spending $200,000 on a new one.
Started out thinking that.
We were thinking that we were going to wind up repairing an existing facility's full boiler. What we wound up doing was literally going right back down to nothing and bought a new boiler. It is a brand new boiler. It's a fraction of the size of the original one. So as part of the evaluation of looking at the boiler to replace, we got to the point where it wasn't worth replacing.
I withdraw the
repairing was worth replacing.
So in that spirit, Mike, it sounds like you're seeing a lot of head shaking at the table, understanding that there are procurement requirements, but, to anything that can be done in this spirit, since, it seems like you were able to do it this time. If there's any way you can do it the next time, we're all for it.
We continue to look for opportunities like that.
Thank you, and thanks for doing it this time. Once again, Josh Morse seems to
Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron comes to the rescue. Kurt.
Yeah, I mean, that's an extraordinary result, and that's really, really good work, Mike. On the other side of things, this report regarding the food service employee attendance, is this correct that year to date, on average, each one of the employees has used almost 2 full work weeks of sick days?
That's correct. We actually verified the numbers. I think the number is 668 sick days to date, which averages out to about 9.7 absentees per person per day. Each employee has averaged 9.7 absences for the course of the year, and we average that many per day. We struggle with 15% absenteeism every day. So Rob does an amazing job trying to staff the buildings with that number of outages.
Do we have any idea, Jim, what our average rate is amongst teachers I mean, it's got to be a tiny percentage of that.
Oh, yeah. We don't have the exact number here, but it doesn't, if it rose to that number, it would be here.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything close to that. That's just extraordinary.
I can't imagine what the teacher's number is, but it hampers daily operations. We are literally pulling from one building, shutting lines down in another area. He's only got 10 fingers, and he's got at least 10 holes every day.